I don't know that he's in a position right now where I think you could say, oh, he's the best guy going in. I think there's a battle ready for that center spot, and maybe
I
more.
think Tice is a guaranteed starter.
I don't know.
Are you liking Kanter? I mean, Rob is.
I don't like any
decent,
of them,
but
to be honest with
you.
you.
Right, exactly. But Tice had a good stretch there 2 years ago. I mean, I realize he didn't get the same kind of minutes last year that he did the previous years, but he definitely had a really nice stretch. And he can do the rim running. He does pretty good job of being in the right position on defense. He can switch to some extent. Within his ability to switch, he can switch. It's not like he gets lost in the defense in doing so. He'll get beat by the superior athletes, but it's not like he doesn't understand how to do it. And he does, he shuffles his feet well. He does all those things correct. Williams is a freakish athletic talent, but I think he's still, just finding his way in the league. I don't think he knows exactly what he's supposed to be doing, as evidenced by getting blocked several times through the first 2 games, right? Didn't he got shot blocked like 3 times in the first 2 summer league games, something like that. So
yeah, definitely the first one. I had 2. That guy got him twice. I don't know, but either way, yeah, he got a couple blocks. But I think the issue was his mid-range jumpers that seemed to.
That's what Scott doesn't seem to like, right?
He was looking to put it up, I think, a little bit. But the problem is, I mean, they all have major deficiencies. I mean, we all know Kanter is a horrendous defender. We know that,
although if he keeps hitting the 3 like we saw his very first shot as a Boston Celtic, it would make him that much more. God, that was hilarious, right?
I know, it was great.
I loved it.
He's, what I like. I think he could be a really good fit in terms of giving a little bit of attitude. This isn't a team that showed a lot of attitude last year, despite.
And they lost Morris, who was one of their attitude guys.
Yeah, but it didn't work. I wonder if Kanter could be helpful in that regard. Tice, I think Tice is too small to be a starting center. I mean, he's smaller than Horford was, and I just. So you know me, and you know I like to start off a little bit beefier than not. But then again, Kanter doesn't defend, so it's like
let's talk about.
poison.
So when you say beefier, you don't mean small in terms of height. You mean small in terms of poundage. So
he's only 6. Tice is only 6'9". I mean, he's not.
So, but where I'm going with this is Grant Williams. An older guy. You think there's any shot there? Seems to be doing the right things. Role player, strong guy. Do you think
as a starter? No, I think they would still.
Do you play him at center?
I think he could get some center minutes.
But he's center minutes
he's
ahead
smaller.
Of Rob Williams.
He's smaller than I thought, though. I mean,
just watching him. Barkley small. Yeah,
he is. Yeah, and the league has gotten smaller, but that seems crazy to me.
But what's Draymond? Draymond's what, 6'7"?
Yeah, but his wingspan is significant, so he can still defend. I think you're right. I mean, I think he can switch. I think he can do those things. I just don't know height wise, length wise, if he's got to be able to contest the big guys, and that's a problem for him. But we'll see. He could get there. I think with this team, it's possible. I mean, I think
Fall has the wingspan. I mean, like you said. This is all up for grabs. It's bananas, right? Like honestly, I'm not gonna say this to be rude because he is really, everybody really likes him, and I think he deserves a development shot for sure.
Yeah,
I think the Celtics could lose him because some team that has the depth ability to take on a guy like Tacko is going to gamble on him. On an NBA roster potentially, and then send him down to the G League instead of just trying to sign him directly to the G League. So my bet is that the Celtics lose control of Tacko Fall. But either way, it just tells you the state of the center position for the Celtics right now. The fact that, hey, wait a second, this guy's really tall. And I will say, for a really tall guy, he's not wiry thin. He's actually got, that's the part I think that is encouraging about him is not only is the thing that everybody's noticed is he's athletic enough to get up and down the floor, but he's not like that minute bowl skinny.
Right.
he has actually got, some decent size for a guy who's just so long and lean. So there is a lot of promise there that way. I mean, the guy can basically dunk the ball flat-footed. It's ridiculous. But I also say that because we're getting so excited about him, it just tells you how thin this center position is for the Celtics.
Totally. That's I mean, that's part of this. I think you do somewhat overhype the guys in the summer league, and we've seen 2 games, and we got people who are ready to birth Carson Edwards' baby, and Tacko Fall has seemingly captured the hearts and minds of everyone in Las Vegas. It's crazy, but I think for a team that's in need of positive stories and somewhat moving on from an era, Tacko Fall really fits really, really perfectly into that. And, I think they'll find a way. I really do. I think they're going to find a way to keep him. The downside has been that Yabu has really not played well at all.
Well, if they create a spot, it's probably Yabu to go.
Totally. Yep.
How do you feel about that? I mean, Yabu's your guy.
I love Yabu.
And this was his opportunity. And I don't mean summer league. I mean roster construction of the Celtics.
Yeah.
This is his opportunity. And yet, he just doesn't. Let me ask you this. Is there anything about his play that gives you the idea that he's progressed since his first summer league appearance?
Not at all. I mean, he was an impact player his first summer league. I mean, he was really good. I mean, he really gave you a lot of signs of hope for the future.
Knocking down 3-pointers.
Yeah.
You were saying he's the Draymond, right?
He could do it all. Yeah. He was shooting, he was passing, he was showing size, showing his athleticism, and he just seems like a guy right now that's in his own head. I mean, everything he did in that first game, he couldn't get out of his own way. And he looked a little bit better in game 2, but still rough. And for a guy who's going into his third summer league, he needs to do more. I mean, I'd say Robert Williams, certainly of the 2 of them, has played much better.